Hey, this is Keith at Half Tracks the Honeybees. Hope y'all are doing well today. Well, this little video, I'm just going to kind of do a walk about the bee yard and talk about a few things that's been going on. I wanted to make a video last week and show what I was doing, but man, it was just so hot. Dressed out, 90 degrees, high humidity, went through several shirts every day and a lot of water, and I really just didn't want to take the time to make a video. So we'll just kind of talk about what we did, and I'll show you, and hope that'll work okay, but we'll see. Here we go. Well, as most of you know, are the ones that watch me regularly, early last week we made our third honey pool, and it was gosh, close to 40 gallons, about 500 pounds of honey. Our first pool back in April, I think it was around April 23rd, that was a couple of 100 pounds of honey. And then we made another pool, I think about 18 days later, and that was another 400 pounds. So with the 500 pounds we had last week, that puts me at about 1,100 pounds, something around 90 gallons, which is almost twice as much as we made last year. So that's pretty amazing. So anyway, I don't really know what to blame that on, other than I had a lot more drawn comb ready this year. I counted it as about 10 to 12 production hives this year. I probably had 8 or 9 last year, but I say 10 or 12 because a couple of my production hives swarmed on me, and when they did that, the honey production just dropped out the bottom, except for one of them. The first one I had swarm this year made a really nice comeback, and I was surprised when I pulled honey last week, they had filled up a couple of supers, so that was a nice surprise. But anyway, we're up here at the nursery. I'll show you what that looks like. Now y'all know I call this my nursery because it used to have a lot of small hives. Now some of the hives have kind of grown up. You can still see the production hives were the 3 on the front row over there and the one tall one on the back. They and this little 4-box one over here. But that was the production hives up here in the nursery. I was going to pull my supers off after I extracted. I put the supers back on for a couple, 3 days to get them cleaned up and repaired. Then when I went to pull them back off to store them, the ladies had already started putting honey in a lot of them. So I ended up leaving a lot of supers on. You can see above the excluders, there's 2 supers on every one of these hives. So I didn't get to pull as many supers off as I wanted to. And then some of my hives, you see on that one, the second from the end, it's got a feeder shim on top of it. On my smaller hives, I'll say smaller, the ones that I didn't call production hives, I went ahead and put some sugar syrup on some of them in a box of foundation. You can see the feeder there, and they're drawing comb. So I think that's a good job for the ladies when you have some bored bees. They're not making honey, you might as well put them to work doing something. So and the same thing on these 2 back here. They have feeder shims on them with rapid round feeders and some light sugar syrup. It's a little lighter than 1 to 1. It's probably about 0.75, 0.8 to 1, less sugar than water. I find that they draw comb better on light syrup than they do on heavy syrup. I don't want them to store any of it. I just want it to be like a energy drink. These ladies here in particular have really started hitting the syrup nicely. Let's see what they're doing here. Yeah, I filled that up this morning and it's already about empty. And you can see through the little vent hole right there that the ladies are up in this super working hard. Probably need to fill that up again. Man, it's pretty out here today. We had big storms roll through last night, but it blew out the humidity this morning. Sun came out, wind started blowing. 70, 74 degrees. Sweet out here. But these hives, like I said, those two big ones on the end, got syrup on them. These two right here, they were either splits or swarms. I think one of each. They're doing great. These little nukes are doing great. I had to add a third story on the one on the end. The production hive here on this end. Then another 3 nukes. All 3 of them are strong, as well as this little nuke right here. That tall hive on the end is the one that I had swarm early this year. That when I did the second pull, honey production was like nothing. I didn't pull any off of them. But then when I came back to do the third pull, I pulled 2 heavy supers off of them. So they made a tremendous comeback, and surprised and happy with that. So a couple of little nukes here. The one on the end was a swarm. It's done gangbusters. That's been a stout little hive from the moment I dropped the swarm in that box. They've done great. So let's walk down to the other yard, and we'll talk about that a little bit. I got my eye on that. You see there's 3 cedar trees, and then there's another one with the leaves right there in the middle. That's a sourwood. Been looking for it. Not time for the bloom on it yet. We have a lot of sourwood around here, but our elevation is less than 1,000 foot. We're around 900 and something. So don't really get a whole lot of nectar off of the sourwoods at this elevation. But obviously the bees do work it. We do have a lot of milkweed, which you'll see the bees on it, but I heard that the bees like milkweed, but they get their feet tangled up in it. So not necessarily a good thing, but it is what it is. Now down here, these are the hives at my shop. And the one here on the end, that was a strong production hives. You can see feeder shims on those next 2, drawing out comb on them. A couple of little nukes. The one on the end is great. The little short one is the one I did the video on. I guess it was the last video. A swarm I put in them, and they looked pretty sad when I looked at the brood pattern, and they had lots of super seizure cell and swarm cells and all kinds of stuff. But a lot of bees flying, a lot of bees on the porch, so they might make something yet. Got some production hives here. The front one swarmed, so it's only got 1 super on it. It hadn't been as strong since then. 1 super on that one back there. That hive never has come to life like the rest of them this year. I dumped a swarm in it in one of my videos, and it made a lot of difference in it, putting a swarm in a box that already had a lot of bees, so it kind of revved them up. The 2 on the back have just been overachievers this year, especially that little 8-framer. You can see it's stacked, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 high. And it's just plumb full of bees. So, and then these 4 right here, they've done good, but the second one from the left and the one on the end there on the right, both of those swarmed. So they're making some honey, but it obviously hurt them when the population dropped. The other 2, the first one here and the third one, they're doing great. So no complaints here in the bee yard. Ladies are flying good today. You can kind of see these here overachievers on the back row are quite a lot of activity. They are hanging out on the landing boards more than they were, which obviously means that the flow is slowing down a bit, and it's time for it. I really don't know what they're flying after today. The tulip poplar should be about shot. Obviously the blackberries are gone. The sumac hasn't bloomed yet. The mimosa hasn't bloomed. We do have some clover, but yeah, I don't know what the ladies are flying out getting. The elderberries are blooming, but who knows? But they found something, and we'll take it. Got lots of bees in this old tire here. They always like the water in this tire. Don't ask me why. There you got one swimming in circles. You ever notice how bad honeybees swim? Not good at all. There, she got up on the side. I put a little bit of salt in here. They seem to like that. But always bees flying around this old tire. Been working on a few supers here. What's that? 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes got built. Been working on some frames. So don't have too many frames left that aren't on hives. But trying to keep from buying any more until the sale before the expo in January. Get some good deals later on this year if I can wait. Now I have went ahead and put some of my comb, my drone comb on Paramoth, or put some Paramoth crystals on my drone comb. Said that backwards, didn't I? I think there's about 10 or 12 boxes here. You can see just a paper plate with some crystals on it. But yeah, this drone comb is like gold. I protect it maybe more than I should, but this stuff, there's so many things that it helps you with, so I don't want anything happening to that. And it's kind of early to be storing it, but that's just kind of how this year is ran. Everything is early. I won't be needing any more of these supers this year. I shouldn't. We might have a good goldenrod population, but I put supers on last year and nothing happened because it didn't rain, so you can't count on it. So anyway, got Paramoth on both of those stacks, and they're good to go. Hope you enjoyed that little walkabout. You can kind of see what I've been up to, see how the hives have been doing. Like I said, they've done an amazing job this year. I got no complaints at all. If the flow cut off today, I've had a good year. So really happy with that. But I guess next comes we'll draw some comb. We'll leave the supers on till the flow is definitely over with, and then we'll do some mite checks and mite treatments. Get the ladies ready to go into the fall. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the craziness, and please always make sure you take time to enjoy the buzz. We'll catch y'all later. Take care.